Earlier this year, an actress and musician rose to global fame. Thanks to her debut album Sour and Disney appearances, it was breakthrough in the music industry and she's clearly pedaling to the metal. Now that she has a net worth of $5 million, we're happy for her. Before we begin, there is a bit of a downside to fame, and the budding artist is caught in a bit of a scandal. Her songs Driver's License and Good For You have been a point of interest for her fans, assuming that these were meant for Joshua Bassett, who was a co-star in the High School Musical. Well, this too contributed to her fame, so hey, no hard feelings. Well, she didn't just hop into a Lamborghini or bought a giraffe for a pet, but she has been pretty careful where she spends her money. She's still new to the industry and she might just be a one-hit wonder. We never know, but let's see how she went about spending her money. Therapy. The world is quite a mess in these times. We're all caught up in a lot of things, aren't we? Work pressure or any pressure for that matter, and so therapy is no doubt a great way to keep ourselves in check. Therapy isn't cheap and sessions could take a lot out of our pockets, but it is nonetheless important. Well, Olivia would certainly not deny that. She said, "I hadn't really started going until I was 16, and that was a really big life-changing moment, and I've learned so much about myself." House. This is a no-brainer for everybody. Everybody wants to have a house of their own. But the young artist has set a very good example of being able to stand on her own feet even before graduation. Los Angeles, which comes 59th on the list of most expensive cities, is very impressive. Yeah, it's very weird. I turned 18 and then I came back and finished my album and moved out and everything. So it was all a very condensed growing up experience. I have like a month left of senior year and I've sort of been neglecting that because I've been off making my album. I sort of forgot I was a high school student, she said. Traveling. I'm sure everyone loves traveling, and if you have $1 million, you would probably do the same. Well, her fame would have been a lot more aggressive if it wasn't for the pandemic, and with the virus slowly fading away, I'm sure there'll be a lot of international tours in her itinerary, but in the meantime, she would rather travel around the world, regardless of it being work or just for pleasure. Everyone who follows her on Instagram knows that she'll be all around the world as soon as these restrictions are off. Skincare. What's $1 million if you cannot pamper yourself, eh? Well, Olivia teamed up with Vogue to show off all of her fans a sneak peek at what her skincare regime looks like. We all know that her skin is stunning, and I'm sure that you want to know what her mantra is. I had the worst case of dermatitis, where I just broke out all around my mouth, and it was awful. I think it was wearing masks a lot and also using a bunch of products that irritated my skin, and so my dermatologist said, okay, cut everything out of your skincare routine, just wash your face. And that's sort of why my skincare and makeup routine and stuff is so simple. I think less is more with skincare a lot of the time. She explained. Well, even though she might not have all the expensive skincare products, whatever she does, it is working perfectly fine. Closet. Being a part of the Gen Z means that the artist is always experimenting, and there's no doubt that she has a great sense of style and fashion, and she's ready to set the trend with her unique and authentic look. If you know Olivia, then I'm sure that you know she absolutely loves a good outfit. Even though Olivia rocked a $59 corset on her Sour tour, we can all be pretty sure her wardrobe is far from sour. It is sweet. I'm sure with her recent award appearances, she must have Dior's and a daring off-the-runway Versace ensemble lying around in her closet. Lawyer fees. This is unfortunate, but with fame comes some of these allegations where other artists think that some of the songs bear resemblance to theirs, which then leads to copyright issues. Olivia's hit song Deja Vu was compared to Taylor Swift's 2019 track Cruel, and her second #1 single Good For You was accused of copying Misery Business by Paramore. Later, they ended up giving credits to these respective singers, which led to giving a certain percentage as royalty, which amounts to $1 million. Well, she did say she takes inspiration from these artists. Tour sets. Most of us don't know this, but new artists actually have to pay for their tours. Yep, that's right. They paid for almost everything. I'm sure the returns are good since most of her shows were sold out, but she's starting small to not hurt her budget, and it's good to start small and do as many shows rather than doing one grand show. Anyway, the young artist is ready to tour in the US and Europe with a massive production crew, and it is going to be expensive. A typical pop concert can cost about 20 to 50 grand, but that is without the crew salary. She has a lot to achieve in her life, and I'm sure she'll grow into a bright star inspiring millions. If you had $1 million, how would you spend it? Let us know in the comments below, and we'll see you next time. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe for more.